What is up, Team Happy and Fit? If we have not had the pleasure of a meeting, my name is Julianne Condia, and I co-founded, founded, I guess, Happy and Fit. I just feel like we're all a part of it and we all contribute something to it. I just had the vision with this team. If you are newer or you're just staying on to check this out, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that you're here. I'm so grateful that you're a part of this. I honestly, when I first started, I didn't necessarily know this is what it would turn out to be until I started seeing results. I was feeling stuck and burnt out and overworked, and I heard a conversation that was massively innovative and positive. It was a Zoom call just like this, and I was on a couch eating Cheetos and drinking beer. Not kidding. Like Sarah Blakely, the creator of Spanx, she's like my soul sister. She loves Cheez-Its. And I just remember thinking, like, that's so cool that all those people are talking about dreams and how to get past stuck. We were just talking about how do you move through stuck? How do you move through frustration? I love having conversations like that because in my own job, we weren't having conversations like that. So it was really empowering to me. So that's why I started. I lost 7 pounds in my first week of joining, and I was 35 pounds. I had gained 35 pounds since high school to maybe like age 24, something like that. I really liked beer. And I just wasn't feeling good in my skin. I just didn't feel comfortable. But then I just felt very stuck in the sense of I wasn't feeling fulfilled. And I think people, in order to feel fulfilled, is that they have to be doing something that they're passionate about. And teaching was that for me. And then I got burnt out real fast. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, this is what I went to school for. And it's not what I thought. How can I do this for the rest of my life? Oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. How can I do this? And so I decided to join Beachbody. And it wasn't necessarily Beachbody that I joined. It was someone that I trusted. I trusted her and I saw a light in her. And that's why I had never tried Shakeology. Let's be real, I wasn't working out. So I lost 7 pounds and I decided to use social media as my accountability. Instead of making it the scary thing, I decided I knew if people knew about this goal, I wouldn't quit. And so I just shared my journey and people started to watch me. And I'll get even messages now. People say, Julian, I've watched you for 3 years. I'm ready now. Like I've just become massively consistent. So that's a little bit about my story, but I want to talk about you and I want to help you. If you are on this call, I'm assuming it's because you're very curious. You're very curious of what this business can do for you and or what it's doing for you. And I love that this business legitimately is self-care and living fit and helping other people do the same. There's massive fulfillment and impact, massive fulfillment. When you get to help someone else feel more confident and feel better, that just feels good. But something that people are a little bit scared of and intimidated by is income. Money can be super weird and a weird conversation for people. They don't want to be salesy, all these kinds of things. I'm hoping to switch the script in that. And I want to teach you something that you can 100% live into your passion, live more fulfilled, live fit while making an income. And I think that is really powerful. And I used to have the limiting belief that money is hard to come by. And then now I remember the moment where I was like, I am going to do this full time. I just know I can do it. Why not me? There's no limit. It's not just max 200 people that can do this. And if you see in regular corporations, they have the CFO, the CEO, they have managers, right? There's definitely a tiered system. You have to compete against others to get to. That's not this. It's legitimately whatever you want to make it. And I decided to sit at the table. I decided I could do it. How? I didn't know. Sometimes it's not so much of the learning. I was just telling the crew before that people are addicted to learning without taking action. Addiction to learning. Maybe some of you know even more than me about all this. I just decided to share my story. So I decided I could do it. So at the age of 26, I quit my job mid-year of teaching, and it was scary. But it took me a while to get to that point. It took a lot of faith. It took a lot of leaps, and it just took a lot of belief. And I'm not saying go do that. I'm just saying I have blazed a trail of belief, and I am here for you for that. So here's how I want to mentor you tonight is I want to go over something that I think is going to really help you create a social media experience, social media presence that will attract people to your lifestyle, right? So as a coach, as someone a part of Team Happy and Fit, we are not perfect. We share our scars, not necessarily our wounds. We're not airing our dirty laundry, but we're sharing enough where people can connect. If you can make a connection, people will join alongside you. If you can make someone feel a certain way, safe and free, right? They will join you. And this is how. So if you can show up in all areas of your life, meaning you're posting more than fitness and nutrition, you can show how to be online in a meaningful way by sharing your story and your roles. So this is something that my mentor taught me when I first started, is she said, write down your 6 roles in life. So that's what I want you to do right now. I want you to write down, what are your 6 roles? Here are mine. And this is going to change. So I was a teacher. Now I'm not. I'm a teacher, but you get what I'm saying. In the classroom, that was a role. And now it's not. It's shifted to mentor. Business mentor. It shifted to, right, I'm a coach. So my 6 roles, I have 5 right now that I really want to do well in. And my role as a wife, my role as a mentor, my role as a mom, no particular order, my role as a friend, and then my role as a business owner. I'm assuming if you're on this call, you will have a role of business or either business mentor or business owner. You can interchange those. You're a business owner. I want you to make impact and income. If you want to do this, that would have to be one of your roles. If you're not willing to put that in your top 6, you're probably not going to give it the time that it needs. So writing those roles down, wife, mentor, mom, friend, business owner. In the comments, can you go ahead and write down what yours are? Maybe it's a nurse. Maybe it's a fiance. Dog mom. Triathlete. Runner. I can't identify with you. Running is proof that Satan is real. Dog mom, friend, hard worker. Jamie, what do you mean hard worker? I would love to know. Can you write that in the comments? Business owner, girlfriend, dog mom, nonprofit professional. Darcy, hello, my friend. Wife, mom, Christian, yes, friend, business owner, and mentor. That is what's up. Caitlin, wife, mama to be. I love that. Dog mom, dental to hygienist, business owner, friend. Good, good, good. So these are the roles that you'll talk about on social media. I would say hard worker is a description of a role. Does that make sense? So what I want you to do with your roles is I want you to create an adjective in those roles. So for me, a present mom. I really want to be a present mom. I don't want to be on my phone all the time. You know, you guys know what I'm talking about? Like legitimately, I like put it behind Faye just in case she doesn't like notice. Then she like looks at me and she knows I'm not looking at her. And I'm like, okay, but at the same time, I don't want to have the mom guilt of like, I want her to see I'm building a business. If I'm scrolling social media, that's one thing. And I do, and I try not to. I'm very conscientious of it. However, if I'm on my phone and I'm building a business, making impact, making connections, building friendships, that's not bad for her to see, right? So there has to be this delicate balance of like, I want to work my business when she's awake, but I don't want to be on my phone the whole time she's awake. You get what I'm saying? And I don't think that there is a balance to it. I just think it's being conscious of it and just being like, crap, I am definitely looking at Ellen DeGeneres right now. Like that has nothing to do with moving my dreams forward. She's just so funny, right? So maybe it's being a present wife. Maybe for a business owner, it could be like an action taker. Like you just want to take action. The one thing that is going to build your business is taking action. It's not all the learning. It's not all the absorbing. It's legitimately, because dreams can die on paper. We can write down all of the dreams in the world, all of our roles in the world. But if we don't use, right, the action behind it, it's not gonna happen. So that adjective is something that I look at in my roles and I evaluate. Where am I on a scale of 1 to 10? Active mom, present mom, if that's the one. Maybe if I'm at a 5, I'm like, how can I get that to a 6? Like I would just feel better at least moving that away from a 5, but I don't know if I can go 5 to 10. But I definitely want to work my way. I don't know if we can fully be 10s all the time, right? I kind of view it as our roles are the rubber balls, and then we have other stuff in our life. Our roles are glass, and then other stuff in our life is rubber. We can't let the glass fall. If the glass falls, it shatters. But if you're a volunteer in your kid's classroom, that could be a rubber ball, and it like you're not always on game with that, but it's going to bounce back up, right? Like you're okay. That's not your main role. And sometimes maybe you're like, I have 10 roles. I need to learn how to say no. I need to have better boundaries in my life. I'm really good at saying no. Because I just know where I want to spend my time, my family, right? And with you, like, I'm not even kidding, with my friends. So that's how I want to spend my time. Be on a human level and know where you're needed and know where you are. Know where you're needed and know where you are. So with your roles, I think it's really easy for new coaches to hide behind products, to hide behind their children. It's really hard to take a selfie. One, if you have acne or your makeup is not done or you are losing your hair you guys, I literally brushed my hair in the shower today and I was like, Eric, you've got to come look at this brush. It's real. The hair loss thing going on. I have a lot of it. I understand that. But that, like, it's hard to do that and be vulnerable, but I think that people connect with that the most. When you see people on social media, do you get more moved by the, like, they look perfect? Do you feel defeated, right? The people who you connect with best, are they the ones who inspire you? Why do they inspire you? Probably because they're more real and authentic, right? As much as they can be on social media. But a lot of times new coaches want to hide behind products and they want the products to do the talking. That is not what is going to connect people to what you're doing. People, you are the product. Why you said yes to this. What problem did Beachbody solve for you? What problem did Happy and Fit solve for you? What problem did your coach solve for you? And what's cool about that is Beachbody provides us tools of fitness and nutrition, but this team provides us with mindset, friendship, right? All these beautiful things. And for me, I'm like, wow, like right now on a stage, I can just tell you, instead of just being like, Beachbody On Demand is great. It's a Netflix to fitness. You should get it, right? Instead, I would be like, man, there is no way I would make it to the gym right now with a 3-month-old. I am so grateful for my at-home workouts that I can make happen when I've gotten zero sleep, Faye's about to nap. How many of you, like with kids, like you're like, I'm just going to sit for 5 minutes. And then you're like, oh, they're up from their nap. Awesome. I was there for 45 minutes. Great. I could have done more with my time. But that's the problem that Beachbody On Demand is solving for me right now. And so I would talk about that story versus Beachbody On Demand. I would just talk about, like, I'm so glad I can work out at home because life is hectic, right? So what problem has this solved for you? Were you feeling purposeless? Were you feeling not confident? Were you feeling overweight? Were you feeling insecure? Were you feeling women compete outside of this, right? And you just wanted to be in a safe space with women. Maybe postpartum, pregnancy, I don't know. But this solves a problem for you. And you sharing your story helps. For me, it's really helped and guided my mindset with a miscarriage. That and my faith. But I also had a community of people that supported me. And that's exactly what I needed. I needed self-care through that hard time. And so I decided to share my story. And that is not always going to be fitness and nutrition related. And so that's how I talk about this. I talk about how I love that I have friends that they want to talk more about dreams and vision and self-care and all these things over what the latest celebrity is doing. But if you would have been on this call a little bit earlier, we totally talked about Aaron Rodgers for a really long time. And like, I know his business. So that's not always true, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, we are really innovative, or it's just like, I love asking people, you know, where are you feeling stuck in life? How can I help you? Or where do you feel like you're being limited? How can we work through that? I love that this team, this aspect, this journey, by the way, if you stay connected, you'll stay here. I believe that. Quitting was never an option for me, but where I felt the most filled up was with the people that were living healthy and fit. It didn't mean that they were always happy or that life was always easy, but I always saw people going through stages like Jamie Fitzpatrick, who is in Beachbody, and he had a heart attack, and the entire community of Beachbody has swarmed him and his family. And I'm like, that is so powerful, right? Like this onward motion and movement. It's so easy to stay small because it makes others feel better. It's really easy to not talk about this because you're so afraid of what other people are going to think. It's super easy to stay silent because it'll make other people feel better, or you won't get judgment or whatever it is. I guarantee you will feel more filled up not playing small and actually putting your story out there, because it's going to help someone. I always said to myself, if I don't share my story today, someone misses out. And I don't just share fitness, and I don't just share nutrition. I just share my life. Not everything, but parts of it. So instead of hiding behind products, this is what I want you to write down. Document what's working for me. I'm going to document what's working for me. For example, what wasn't working for me is watching 4 episodes of Friends on Netflix. I freaking love Friends. 4 episodes in a row of Friends. That was not working for me. But what is working for me is watching 2 episodes of Friends and jumping on a Zoom call. That helps empower my brain and mind and social life, right? Or what wasn't working for me is getting off of work, feeling completely drained, getting to the couch and eating a tub of ice cream. But what is working for me now is that I worked out in my class. I'm thinking about when I was a teacher. I would do that, by the way. And then I started to press play on 30-minute workouts in my classroom. That started to really work for me. I started to get more in shape, more happier, like the endorphins were going, right? I was accomplishing more goals. So document what's working for you. And if you are brand new, that might be harder, but it's not. I want to really break through this. Is you don't have to have some astronomical like thing happen. Why did you say yes? What had you been watching your coach for a long time? So clearly something was working for your coach. Talk about that because you wanted that to work for you, right? Like your coach kept saying, success doesn't play favorites. And so obviously what wasn't working for me was thinking that it was. And then when I was watching my coach, I knew that I could do it too. What wasn't working for me is going to the gym by myself. But what is working for me, being a part of a community that's living fit, that can keep me accountable and supported. I really liked on the National Wake Up Call, which is a weekly call Beachbody does, they talked about how someone posted on their stories that they would get anxiety going to the gym because they just didn't know what to do. That's not everybody. I have a lot of friends that still love the gym, so it's not the gym necessarily, but I don't know about you, but that was me. I was the girl on the treadmill in the corner looking at the clock going, when will this be over? And I would be on the treadmill and then I would like move all the levels, you know? So it's like you're walking uphill, that like all that. I did all that. And I was on there for a really long amount of time and nothing changed. In fact, the scale kept going, right? It wasn't working for me. So now I'm documenting what is working for me. What's working for me right now is needing 20 to 30-minute workouts, hands down. Like that, with modifiers. Like that is what I need in my life, and that's working for me. What wasn't working for me was getting Starbucks. I'm so serious. Frappuccinos with no whipped cream, of course, right? We don't want the extra calories for breakfast, and then Jimmy John's for lunch. How did I even afford that? I don't know, all throughout the week. But what is working for me now is having nutrition made simple. having nutrition that fuels my body and having a lot of ingredients in a shake that is all from the earth. But it tastes like a milkshake because let's be real, I love myself some milkshakes, okay? So that's just how I'm sharing. So you're documenting your story of what is working for you, but it's through your eyes, right? My question to you, and I just asked this question actually to the crew before. We have a Q&A every Monday. You're more than welcome to hop on. It'd be super great to have you there. I just answer questions or give a lesson. It kind of just depends on the day and how many questions that there are. But I said, if you never made $1 in this business, but you get in shape, you feel more confident, feel comfortable in your skin, make great friends, and have a ton of support, would it be worth it? And for me, yes. But what I want to do with you and what I want to do with Happy and Fit, and I lead this way. If we haven't had the pleasure of meeting yet, like this is my whole heart and soul I'm pouring out to you, is that I really, truly believe that women can make an impact and make an income and not feel bad about it. And I'm telling you the key ingredients of that, and it is taking action. So there's going to be frustrations along the way. How do you work through those? So how many of you got frustrated at some point today? Like, I'm trying to think of what I got frustrated over. It's probably something food related because I just get hangry. I don't know. Oh, there was an unexpected charge in our account. That's frustrating. That's annoying. Like, why did that happen? Now Eric, he has to make all these phone calls now, right? Like, what the heck? What's going on? Why did that happen? Was this weird? Like, is everything okay? Type of thing. That's frustrating. So there's going to be frustrating things that happen to you. You put your story out there and a family member message you and says, oh, you're doing that thing. By the way, anyone who says you're doing that thing or makes fun of what you're doing, have they been successful at it? Like, find me someone who's been really successful at this, and I guarantee they'll say, you go, girl. Someone who is massively insecure and has their own stuff that they need to work through are going to project it upon you. People who are successful root for other people. People who are confident in their own skin. Here's the deal. There are people in my life doing things that I would not do. It is not any of my business to say, I don't think you should do that, because I don't believe that. You do you. I just wouldn't do it. And I stay in my lane, right? There might be people who say in that you shouldn't do this. Have they done it before, and were they successful? Beachbody's not broken. This team isn't broken. So that's going to be my advice on that. But there could be a frustrating thing, like someone says they're going to join you and then they don't. Or someone says they're going to join you and then they join someone else. You like help them with everything and then they like message you and they're going to be like, thanks for helping me. I actually decided to join my cousin's sister's brother's friend that I met never. But thank you. And like, it's been great. That's going to be freaking frustrating. And it's happened to me. But how do I move past this frustration? Maybe another frustration is your bank account right now. That's hard. Like, that elephant on your chest of income is legitimately like the most stressful thing. Other frustrating things could just be like a returned order, whatever it is. How I've moved past that, because believe me, all of that has happened to me, is that I've thought about how I wanted to feel and live 5 years from now and how I needed to show up for that 5 years version of Julianne. So when life got tough or got frustrating or I felt stuck, I always thought about, what do I need to do in order to get to that 5 years from now, Julianne? Instead of getting so frustrated by this, because quitting is not an option. I promised myself to be here a year from now, 10 years from now, right? It gets good. You guys, it gets good. It gets really, really good. I just promised myself not to quit, but it was hard. And I just thought about, I cannot wait one day, ... And that's how I moved past that. Other ways I moved past the frustration is finding other ways of payment in this. Meaning not just money, but a compliment. Or losing 35 pounds, completing a program, drinking Shakeology every day for 30 days. I found other ways of payment. So then I put I could keep getting those wins and momentum, because sometimes when we're feeling frustrated and stuck, it's really, really easy to throw in the towel. So I had to find, someone gave me a shout out on the team page. Someone sent me a message and said that I'm being inspiring. I found other ways of payment, of sharing my story, because honestly, it helped me navigate a lot of my feelings. I'm an 8 on the Enneagram, and we're not into vulnerability. Like, we put up walls. And so I've learned to share my story because it helps me not stay in my head. When I'm feeling insecure in a picture, I talk about it. You guys, why are the dressing rooms at Target the color that they are? Like, why the neons? Like, do we have fluorescents? Why do we have to have the fluorescent lights? Like, it's just not nice, right? But instead of just like keeping that in my head, I talk about it. I just go, that wasn't fun. I still have a lot of work to do. That's the difference. I don't just dump on social media. I share something, an insecure thought, or I used to talk about how I'm naturally a jealous person. I talked about it all the time. I think it has healed me a lot from jealousy. I'm not even kidding. Like, it's helped me overcome it, but I'm naturally a jealous person. I'm naturally a comparer. Do you guys compare? I naturally do that. And don't you just feel so good when you are jealous? Like, don't you just want to walk in a room and be like, hey, I'm the jealous girl. Nice to meet you. No, you keep that stuff a secret. Or the comparison, like, oh yes, I compare myself to every single, no, you keep that, you harbor that. You don't let people know. But instead of harboring it, I decided to share it. But I never would be like, I'm jealous of tag the person. No, they have no idea that it's them. But it might be something like, man, the other day, where comparison can really happen? Freaking motherhood. I don't know why people enter themselves in a race. If you enter yourself in the race, you're not going to win. That's another post that I'm going to make soon. Sweet, your child's sleeping that long. Great. Wonderful. Great. Your kid is already in the crib. Awesome. Mine is not, right? Like, I cannot enter into this race because it's just so much. But I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about how it's like I accidentally entered myself into a race and I found myself losing every single time, right? And so when we share those stories, that's when people connect to us. And I had to find ways of getting paid to now that building myself. Beachbody doesn't guarantee any kind of income. You guys, I started making $0, $0, $0, $4.99 one day. No, not $499. $4.99. I made that in a paycheck. Did you know that's a cup of coffee for someone? It's great. And so, but I just had to go. I probably got a negative paycheck one day. And then it got to the point after putting in the work, jumping on calls like this, leaning in, not learning too much. When we just sit back and learn and take once I learn this, then I'll take the action, Julia. No. I kind of just threw myself into it and was like, how did I do it? I picked a program and I didn't even finish it, but I picked a program. That's the point. Okay. I'm serious on that one. Didn't finish it, but I picked a program. Pick a program. My recommendation is to finish it. But I am proof that if you don't finish it, you can still be successful. You just have to choose not to quit, right? I picked the 21-day fix. I only did the ones I liked. And then I decided to drink Shakeology every day. And I listened to 15 minutes of personal development. So the first book I ever read as a coach was The Compound Effect. That changed I said, I will not quit. After reading that book, I knew what this would compound into, and I was right. The Slight Edge, right? I have so many, Tribe Called Bliss, the 5-second rule, Dave Ramsey's Entre Leadership, The Charge. If you're not a finisher, read Finish by Jon Acuff. He's amazing. He's really awkwardly funny. The Happiness Project, right? I just started to read 15 minutes a day. And the shift in my mindset changed dramatically. I had more confidence in myself. I became more brave. I wasn't going to take votes from people that weren't living my life. A lot of people take votes of others and opinions of others, and that's why they don't get started. Nope, I'm just going to do me. And I did. And then I started sharing my story on social media. And so if people liked my post or commented below or sent me a message and said, you're inspiring, instead of saying thank you, I would say, hey, thank you. You should do this with me. And then they say, well, what are you doing? I would Google, how do you freaking respond to someone who's asking what it is that I do? I'm not kidding. I didn't know what to say, but I overcomplicated it. It's super simple. You just say, hey, actually, you say what your problem was. I was feeling really overworked and burnt out, and I had gained 35 pounds and I needed a solution. By the way, when I was doing this, I didn't lose 35 pounds, you guys. It's not when you're at your result. If I was at my result, I wouldn't be on this call. And that is a lie that we learn, that we have to have some kind of transformation in order for people to join us. Nope. People join you based on your progression. When you see someone at the top of a mountain, they didn't just get there. When you see someone at the end of the race with a medal around their neck, that didn't just happen. They trained for that. It was the journey, the documentation, right? So when people message me, I just be like, hey, like, so right now I needed 20 to 30 minute workouts, and that's what I'm doing right now. And I'm really excited about it. I already feel different, and I'm excited to see the scale shift some more. I would love for you to do this with me. That's just what you have to say. When someone says, Laura, who's on here, she's like, Julianne, I keep seeing these pictures of these people and these small screens. What is this? And this Zoom right here, right? I would just post about it, because what's my role? My role is I'm a business owner. So I would talk about the team. I would talk about the team every week. And I said, Laura, it's my tribe. It's my people. We support each other. Not only are we into fitness and nutrition, but we work on mindset and confidence and self-care. It's how I'm still here. It's why I haven't quit. It's amazing. And she goes, I need to be a part of that. I didn't overcomplicate it. I just shared with her what it was for me, right? And I wasn't afraid to talk about it. So I am so excited that you are a part of this. And I really need you to understand the potential of it. I want you to be here for self-care, of course, but more than anything, I really want you to make an income in this. And that's where you can come in. I mentor all throughout the week, and there's so many resources that we have, but I almost just want to say, if you can just do those things that I just said and trust with time, you will not become a six-figure earner in a week, in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Like, you have to just trust this natural compound of a thing. You have to find forms of payment throughout your journey. You completed a program. I think in pregnancy, I completed 3 or 4 programs. And I was like, that was awesome, because when I first started, I didn't even complete one. It took me 2.5 years into coaching to complete a program. I hope that gives you like, okay, I'm good. All right. Like, I've just started over on my 5th program, right? No. We're just about living fit. On these calls, we don't really talk a whole lot about fitness and nutrition. We talk a lot about mindset and community and limitations. I really want to have you have breakthroughs. My biggest mission ever is this: to empower you to get fit in every area of life. However, this is what I need you to listen to, is I want you to live more fulfilled every single day. Live more fulfilled in your roles. I want you to be happier in the house. When you like, happy wife, happy life, right? I want you to be a happier nurse, a happier teacher, whatever your role is. I really want you to live fulfilled, where it's not about a change in income that will make the difference. That's just going to be the cherry on top. It's not the weight that you'll lose. It's the fact that you're working out and moving your body daily. Because let me tell you, if I was here just for the weight loss, I would have been gone 4.5 years ago. I thought that mattered until I reached losing 35 pounds, where I realized how much confidence and self-love I had gained and how much I respected moving my body daily. And that impacted everything. My husband said, Julianne, what would have happened if we wouldn't have said yes to this? He wasn't completely on board. That's something you should know. It evolved over time. And we looked at each other and we're like, we have no idea. We work on our mindsets. We work on our bodies. We work, like, our social life and circle is this: vision. What do you want to say yes to in 5 years? And that is the question that I'm going to leave you with tonight. What do you want to say yes to 5 years from now? And I want you to get as specific as possible. For me, oh man, I want to fly my parents here whenever I want. I don't want to have to say no because of time or money. If my kids want to do an experience, I don't want to have to say no. I want to say yes. If your friends are going on a trip to Brazil, I want you to say yes. And I don't want you to feel limited by that. So whatever you want to say yes to, that starts now. And it's sharing your story, moving your body, fueling your mind, and connecting to this crew. I guarantee it will start to change the way you think and feel. I'm super excited that you are here. And there's more, but I'm just going to leave it with that. And there's more details. Let me just say this. I don't know how to French braid at all. So if you do, help me. But when you see people who have really good braids in their hair, it wasn't their first try. It probably took them a lot of times braiding their hair, someone else's hair, to become really, really good at it, right? I want you to think about that as inviting other people alongside you in this journey. It's going to be weird. It's going to be uncomfortable. I was afraid to hit enter. I was like shaking, like, oh my gosh, and word vomited, like completely. But I got better. I literally went to someone's house with a binder and we sat there for 2 hours and went through the binder. And she actually joined me. She's not here anymore. I don't blame her. But like, you can never say the wrong thing to the right person, and just trust that you're doing your best. But you doing that, you're going to get better, and the French braid is going to look amazing the more times you do it. And I just think that that's this life. I think that's this journey. And so I have a challenge for you by Monday. I want you to help someone with something, whether that is 3-month bod, a year of bod, collagen, beach bars, Energize, which is life. Really, it's life-giving. It's mom juice. It's no snooze juice. If it's a challenge pack, whatever it is, I want you to help someone by Monday. And how do you do that? Start to share your story and invite people to join alongside you. Okay, my friends, let's take a picture.